everyone and welcome back to another video. So what you just saw was an animation I created inside World of Warcraft with an add-on. The add-on is called Narcissus, and as you can see it's this one here, Narcissus. You can go on CurseForge wherever you want, you download your add-ons from. I would suggest CurseForge, download the add-on and apply it. If you don't know how to install add-ons, I got another guide, I will put it down in the description, which is going to say how to install add-ons, and then it's a guide on how to install add-ons. But with this add-on here, I was able to create all the animations you just saw, and I am here today to show you how I did that. So all of you can create nice animations or even nice screenshots with your houses, because I've seen all of you, you all create amazing houses, but it would be nice on some of those images to, see Tyrande or Sylvanas or someone like that, like inside the house and cheering up or something like that. That would be really cool. So I'm here today to show you how you can do that yourself. So also big shout out to Wolferson for actually letting me allow to be inside his house. It's another content creator. He newly started on Instagram and YouTube, very new in this field here. He creates amazing housing, like housing and houses in World of Warcraft, and he allowed me to be in this house here while recording this guide, because then we can actually make some fun scenes like the one I used in the intro. So let's get to how do you actually make what I just showed you, and how can you make good looking pictures and so on, so on, so on. So after you have installed the add-on called Narcissus, you will see at your minimap in the top right corner up here, there will be this little star icon or whatever it is. When you move your mouse over it, it has photo mode, dressing room, turntable, achievements. We're gonna ignore everything on this list here except the one called photo mode, because this is what the video for today is about. So when you click on photo mode, you can also just right click on it up here, but photo mode or right click. Then you will see that it will add a character here in the right corner, which is your character. So whatever transmog you have on right now, it will be added to this one here. This is also how I create my thumbnails on YouTube. You have maybe seen my thumbnails on YouTube. This is basically how I create them. Let me give you an example of how we could make a nice looking screenshot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in with my mouse. Let's find a stage where it looks nice. Like this looks actually pretty cool, like this in general. So what I'm going to do is here in the right side, when you have your mouse in the right side, you can actually spin it around with left click and move it with right click. So we're going to move it over to the stairs. We're going to have our mouse over here, and I'm going to spin the wheel on my mouse to make her a bit smaller. Then we're going to place her on the stairs. We probably need to make it a bit smaller like this, and find a perfect spot where it looks like she's actually standing on that staircase. And and then you can actually change the lighting so it fits. I actually already did that because I was recording before. Then I found out my microphone was not connected, so I had to redo the entire thing. But basically, you have the lighting here, so you can change where should the lighting come from. But because she has all the lights around her, I felt like it was really cool that it was kind of like from beneath her, and then like in a little bit at the front. So very nice. You can even change like the colors of the light, what it should be. Like even this one here, a bit more yellow, that actually fits very well. So now we technically have a really cool screenshot. You could take this screenshot now, put it on social media, Instagram, whatever, and be like, hey, see my stairs I just created, and place your character on there. And it looks freaking dope. Like, look at that. It looks really nice. So you might be thinking, okay, but how do I take the screenshot? Well, you could use the standard World of Warcraft screenshot button, but actually down here in the right corner, they have this camera. If you click on it, it will save 4 different versions of the screenshot. First, it will take the screenshot with the character, then without the character, then it's going to do with the character and like dark screen, then with green screen, and then with blue screen. This is exactly how I create my thumbnails. I get the one to take it with green screen, and then I cut it out using, whatever software you're going to use for that, remove the green background, and then you now have your character cropped out, which you can use for a thumbnail, which is freaking amazing. I just told you all my secret sauce on how I make good looking thumbnails. Don't share it with anyone. Okay, so basically this is how I made like this picture here. But now you may be thinking, could we add in more characters? Could we do something fun? What could we do else? Well, the thing is here, you have all this great menu here in the right corner. We have this, let's go through all of this like one by one. First of all, we have this one here called Group Photo. What it does is it allows you to create more characters. You can see the first slot here is my character. The second one here, we have NPC browser, self, target, and virtual. So only spell, visual, this blah, blah, blah. We can ignore virtual for now. So basically NPC browser, when you click on it, it's going to open up the entire NPC browser and show you technically any NPC in the game. If you cannot find it by name, you can also go to Wowhead, find the character, like, find the NPC, and then in the very top of that browser, it's going to have like a little code, a number, and when you write that number in here, it will find that NPC. Very nice thing to know. It has saved me a lot of time. So basically what we could do here is we could do Lich King. We could search for Lich King, not with, like, if we actually could spell Lich King. There we go. So now we can see, okay, which kind of like Lich King can we find? Okay, we can find a lot of different Lich Kings. So we're just going to take the top one. There we go. Now it's going to add in Lich King, like literally standing in front of me. So what we can do is we can now drag and drop him over here, up there. And then we can put it here on the blanket. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do shadows. So if we click first on my Dvalin character here, you can see the number 1 here. We got this one here called ground shadow. If I click on ground shadow, it will just add this clumsy shadow here. Like it will just like, it will actually fit okay with him, but it's just like a big clumsy shadow. What I like to do is I like to click on show more options, and then this one here, should pick this one here instead, where I can actually control where the shadows should go. Now I can place the shadow here, and then I can drag where it should go. It usually works really well on the ground, but with staircases like this, because it's different modules together, it doesn't really work well. So what I can do is I can do like this, where it shows like the shadow goes this way, like. This is the best I can do because I cannot do it. Oh, it actually worked. Oh, look at that. See, look at that. That actually looks like my shadow is going down. God damn, that's good. And now we click on Lich King here, number 2. We're going to click on ground shadow, and we're going to add a shadow underneath him. This one here is fine. Like, it's fine as it is default because he's like a big object, so we don't need like a shadow that is like moving a direction. So that's fine. So now you can see the picture we could technically take now. Then of course we can click on Lich King and we can change where the lightning is coming. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I actually didn't know. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know that. So basically default, it has this one on here, link light sources. So if I change the lightning on one of the characters, it changes for them all. I didn't know that was on default, so I guess I learned something new today. So just by clicking on link light sources, I have now changed it. So now I can actually change the lightning to come from over here. So now you can see the light comes from here, from his right side, and the light comes from here. So now they actually look like they are in the picture, which is quite nice. So I could take a screenshot now if I wanted, whatever. And yeah, so that's how you place them, how you add new characters. Of course, you have also NPC browser. I just showed you. We have self, which is gonna add another one of me if I wanted that. I don't want that. So you can right click to hide it again. Also, if you press escape to close the entire add-on and go in again, it will reset all the characters you have in here. Of course, you can also do NPC browser and search for Tyrande if you wanted, and then it will find, Tyrande, and I could add her in and, do other fun stuff. We don't want to do that now. So basically, if we go back here to number 1. So now I showed you how to do the different characters, how to do the lightning and the shadows, and also how to actually take, pictures. What we can also do in here is basically we also have animations. So you can see my character standing up there. If I click on number 1 here, you can see down here we have melee animations. Oh, sorry, ignore that one because ignore that one. That doesn't matter. This one down here, sorry, my bad. This one down here, the lowest one, animation. Down here, you will be able to pick all the different animations this character can do. So what I could do is I could write cry, and she will start crying. And then I can pause it, and then I can choose exactly, you can see the line down here, I can choose exactly what line I want. So now she's standing up there crying, and then we can click on Lich King, we can click animation, and say laugh. And he's laughing, because he's very evil man, like this. Ha ha ha, ha ha, I'm gonna take your soul. And she's like, no, don't take my soul. And then we can click on Tyrande, and she can be like, do they have a cover? She could be like cover because she's very scared. So she's like, oh no, don't take my soul. like this. We can place her here. And we're gonna also pose her. There we go. And then we're gonna add a ground shadow to her. We're gonna say we want this module instead. We're gonna see if we can actually make the ground shadow work on these objects here. These objects is a bit annoying to make the ground shadows on. You can see they don't really work because this how this staircase is created. It kind of like cheats. Okay, there we go. It should probably be like this. Like this. Yeah, I think that looks fine. So now we got very scared to render. We got my character crying, and we got Lich King basically standing and laughing. This would be a pretty fun screenshot. So we actually, I'm just gonna create screenshot. So now we got this screenshot here, which is quite fun. So yeah, so basically this is how you add, again, different characters, the lightning, the shadow, and then you have the animations down here. When you click on your own character, you also have the options down here, outfit. So basically all the different outfits you have, you can see you can actually also apply them to your character. So I could change very quickly, this one here, this one here, this one here. You know, you can also change to whatever outfit you have in case you want that. So just so you know. So yeah, so characters, shadows, lightning, and so on, so on, so on. And we also have visuals where you can like add in spell effects if you want, and gadgets and so on, but that's way too advanced, so we're gonna skip that one. And then also, before we play around with this even more, here in the right side you also have how much lighting you want. You can, for example, make it very dark. For example, if it's a very dark scene, we could turn down the darkness like this, or all the way up bright. And you can also choose how much outline should be in the corners, if you want to like make it a bit more focused on the center. So now let me show you, how did I create that animation I had here in the start? How did I create that UFO was like walking through this hall here? Basically what I did, now you're going to get a real life scenario. What I did was I zoomed in, I right clicked on my Narcissus add-on here. Then I took a character, it doesn't matter which character, just any character. I'm going to zoom in, take my character, basically like this, zoom all the way in, put her in the middle, like this. Then I'm going to go down to animations, say walk. And then we could also say drunk walk. That's fun. And then what I basically do is I put on walk mode for my character, like the real character. And then I just walk, now walk. And then I start the OBS recording. I'm using OBS, so like put away my mouse, now start, and now you can see it actually looks like she's like walking down the staircases like this. And then I stopped the recording, and then I went all the way back to here again. And then I basically turned her around. Let's just go in like this. Boom. Then I started my walking again, and then I moved my camera up here, and then basically like this. Now I can actually have a shot where it looks like I'm walking down there, but also walking back again. So, I mean, this... You gotta give me kudos. This is so cool. This is so freaking cool. Then we can, of course, then I also went in here, you know, then I found like, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can find the light, like the fire I found here. And then she could be like, I don't know, she's sad. So she's like standing here in front of the fire and crying. There we go. Then we're gonna add a ground shadow, add it over there, make the shadow, well, actually the fire is coming from there, so it should be going this way, like this. So now at least it looks like there's a little shadow. We could also change the shadow to normal size, like this, and even make it a bit more darker. Maybe a bit smaller. Yeah, like this. I think that's perfect. So now, of course, I could record this if I wanted. And again, what I'm trying to show you is like you can do whatever you want. Like you just move around your camera. You have this entire panel down here. You say group photo. You add in whatever characters you want. You have the animations, the outfits, the lightning, the shadows. Like it's so easy to use. One thing I want to show you if you really want to make some fun. Okay, imagine you just made a new house. You want to show like a little teaser image or something like that, you know, like this, for example, here, like this. I want to show you my house, but this is a teaser. What you could do is you could do like this. So you could make the animation talk, then we can pause it. We can zoom in. So imagine your picture is going to be like a 1080. So you're going to crop like the right corners and the left corners. So you're going to do like this. So now this, it's teasing the house in there. We have this, whatever it's called. I don't know the English word for that. Then you can see here, we have this other thing here I haven't told you about. Text overlay. So here you can add a speech bubble where you could technically, like, you know, make a speech bubble next to her. I don't like that one personally. We also have advanced speech text, so you can like really like move where this one here. So you can like really move where you want to like have it talk from, and then you can write in things like whatever. Then we also have talking head, which is my favorite one, because you can actually like change your name to Dvalin. Then I could say, hello everyone, I want to introduce my new house to you, part 2 tomorrow, blah 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 blah. And then you could do like this, and then now you can take the screenshot and you would actually have a pretty cool, like, it would actually be a quite decent cool screenshot, I would have to admit. Like this, you gotta admit, this is quite cool little function. You also have stuff like floating subtitles, so you can actually write subtitles in here. And then he died. A gruesome death. A gruesome death. After he inhalated the unicorn blood. Like this. It actually looks like it's from World of Warcraft because it's like, it's that fun and that color and all that. It's really cool. And then we also have black bar subtitles, so where it actually makes the entire scene like black bar at the top, and like really movie kind of. I could actually have used that for the, like, oh, I should have done that with the recording, where it really looks like it's a cinema. See, it even crops out the character. That's so cool. Don't mind what I actually wrote there. I have no idea what I wrote there. I was just like finding something else. And then you just press escape. You say exit. And then the next time you press again, right click up there, it's totally reset. Everything you have made in there, all the characters are gone. You can now start from where you want to like make a new one. So this is how simple it is to create all these freaking amazing screenshots. You probably see a lot of content creators out there creating all these fantastic screenshots where you're like, how do I get my characters to stand like that? How can you stand like that and add in other characters? How can they be hawking? And like, how do they do it? This is how they do it. This is how they do it. So basically, yeah, this is how they do it. So yeah, you have Narcissus, you got the photo mode, you got all the tools down here in the right corner you need. That's it. I cannot explain this more well. I mean, that sounded narcissistic. I don't know the word. But yeah, this is basically it. I mean, yeah, there's of course a lot of other things you can play around in here. Some people in the comment section would be like, you forgot to talk about this. No, this is not the point. The point of this video was to show you how exactly to make these scenes, these animations and all that stuff, so that everyone who's watching this video knows exactly how to do this. That's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. It was a pleasure to have you all visiting me or watching this. And again, shout out to Wolferson for letting me record in his house. It's his lovely house. Lovely Scarlet Crusader Paladin house. So yeah. Peace out, everyone. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.